Hey guys, Jen Green here with Property House. We are live in front of a property that we are going to be walking through in a little bit. I'm going to start out using Rehab Estimator Pro. I did prepare some of this stuff ahead of time just so that we'd be able to get right into it, but I wanted to just show you an example of what this looks like. Obviously, normally the address would go right here. You could always put the owner's name in here. The ARV, which is the after repair value, which I already did my homework on this, is 230,000. And then the square foot is 1,128 square feet. As you can see here too, it goes through every single piece of the house. You've got exterior, interior, miscellaneous, mechanicals, others, and line items. All right, so the great thing about this too is that you can actually put in the information of the property and then it will bring up Zillow solds. We always suggest using the MLS online if you can to get what, you know, the actual comparables are, but if you don't have access to it, you can always go on here, figure out what your ARV would be before you go on. All right, so before we start, for those of you who don't know me, I am Jen Green. I'm part of Property House Partners here in the Twin Cities Metro in Minnesota. We are able to help out folks who need to sell their homes quickly, right? Whether it's divorce, incarceration, a probate, you inherit a home, tired landlords, any of those situations, we are able to help you out. I will let you guys know that I have my project manager, Hannah, helping me out with this. She obviously is holding my phone, so if questions come through, obviously I won't be able to see them, but she can forward them to me, and we can talk about this live. I'm going to try and walk you guys through this house in about 20 to 25 minutes, just to obviously keep our lives the same as we always do. So we're going to start with the exterior of this house. Hannah, if you want to come this way, if you want to just give like an example of this. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that was built in 1900. There's 1,128 square feet. I know there's obviously snow on the roof, but I did see it the other day when I stopped by here to turn on the heat and also shut off the water, and the roof does need to be replaced. And so literally what we do, I'm just going to show you this first example right here, is I literally just punch this button and it's 100%, and it shows you exactly what the calculated estimate's going to be, which is $6,218.10. Right? That's the greatest thing about this. When I first started doing this, I had some idea of what rehab, was and costs and things like that, but this also just makes it super easy for you. Literally just push a button. You could even have your homeowners push the buttons if you want them to. But then, like I said, this will give you something to talk about, and it gives you a really nice printout at the end, or a PDF. You can send it through email, print it out, do whatever you have to do. So I'm just going to keep going through this, and like I said, punching all of these in here, and then I'll show you guys at the end what the rehab estimate looks like. All right. So taking a look at this outside here, why don't you come this way, Hannah? I'm going to come around the alley. The siding itself isn't in bad shape, but it probably would need to be painted, and so I'm going to put on here that I need to do the exterior painting on there, the soffits, the fascia, the siding. All of the windows actually on this house are fairly new. There were a couple of broken panes, and so I'm going to put that. It's usually about 25% of the cost to just repair a broken pane, and I know there's 2 broken windows out here, just panes, and so I'm going to put in 1 window at 50%, and that would cover the cost of that. And then we're going to continue along this way. And I know here in the back, you're going to see over here that there's a 1-car garage. And this 1-car garage is probably going to need to be torn down. Now again, I don't have access to get inside of it at the moment because the person who inherited this home is not in the state right now. But looking at it, I'm going to put on there that I need to rebuild a 1-car garage. That does not include the concrete slab, so that's just for a 1-car garage. All right. Outside, this chain link fence looks really good. You can obviously see the air conditioner that's out there. That's in pretty good shape. It's a newer air conditioner, so we're not going to have to replace that. All right. So, and then that's just a cute little backyard here in a popular area here in the Twin Cities. So really teeny lot, but again, it'll be fun for somebody, like I said, a small little family or a couple or a single person or whomever, like I said, would want to move in here. So we're going to start walking inside the house, and this front porch here. Oh, the other thing I was going to say too is there's obviously no gutters on this house, and so I'm going to hit the gutters and downspouts button. You can do it by linear feet, or you can do it based upon the square footage that's showing on the house. I usually like to do the square feet and just do that button. It works well for me. And then, like I said, that just puts the replacement on the whole house for gutters. All right, so come on in. Obviously this storm door is going to need to be replaced. It's not doing very well. So we'll hit that button too. And then, just hitting my buttons here because I was talking a lot. And then, see, as I'm going to do this right here. So now on the exterior, we've got removing and replacing the roof, exterior painting and siding, gutters and downspouts. We've got the window that's on there, and then building a new one-car garage, and then the exterior doors with storm. All right, so that's where we're at now. Right now, we're at about $22,000 or so right now, and that's not even going inside yet. So that's the reality sometimes of how things are. So this porch here, the thing about this house is the foundation on the bottom. There's not really a very big basement. I'm not even going to take you guys down there because literally you walk down the stairs and all it is a furnace. The furnace is upgraded. It's in pretty good shape, so we're not going to have to touch any of that. But in here, we'll probably paint everything, obviously clean the cobwebs, finish up some of these windows. It's just, like I said, dirty at this point, but it's really just about cleaning it up, making this a really nice outside space for folks. And like I said, everything has screens. Like I said, it's just about replacing the one pane on there where it was broken, all right? So we'll come in and walk in the house now. And thank goodness it's warm because it was real cold the other day when I came in, so come on in. All right, so as you walk in, this is obviously set up as the dining room. And Hannah, if you want to just do a visual of, you know, like the ceilings and stuff like that. What I really wanted to do, here's the other part about this house. This house was built in 1900, and so it is a all plaster house, right? And so it is a dying art. Plaster is totally a dying art. Sometimes it's really hard to find folks that even do plaster anymore. And I actually talked to Matt about this, Matt Hedstrom, who started Rehab Estimator Pro. And a lot of the times what he was telling me is what the best thing that you could do is double what your paint cost is going to be. So instead of 100%, you up it to 200% because there's different things that painters and people will do. Either they're going to, you know, mud and tape it, redo the plaster. There's a special, he sent me something, I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a special tube of things that they can do. Because I'll show you guys over here, there's a big spot where the plaster is really cracked off the wall quite a bit. And so that's going to be really hard to replace that piece of it. But so what I'm going to do is I'm now moving on to the interior here now. And I'm going to do interior painting, hit that button, and now go to 200% on that. And I'm just doing this on my tablet with my hotspot. So then it shows up with the painting there on that house, right? Okay. So now, if you take a look, the other piece too is that all of these ceilings are like drop-down ceilings. I'd probably redo all of those ceilings as well, and then that would be drywall, right? We wouldn't redo plaster there; we'd just do drywall there. So that's another piece of what we can do. So why don't we come in the living room here? And if you take a look too here at the floors, right? All of these floors I would redo, and we're making them messy. But all of these floors we would redo. Probably do some LVP, some carpet. Different things like that that would work. Again, I don't know what's under this linoleum that's there now. Maybe perhaps it's some wood. Who knows what we would find. But I'm going to sit there and say that we're going to need to do all of the flooring on this house. I've already been upstairs. You guys will see that. But sometimes before I even, you know, mark the flooring and tile work, I'll go through the whole house, make sure, see what it is that I need to replace. Because maybe it's only the bathroom. Or maybe there's some really lovely wood that I just need to refinish. You know, buff out, stain, whatever it is. But in this house, I know that I have to do all of the flooring and tile work in here that's going to need to be redone. All right, so in this living room, obviously here we're going to be, oh, and if you see in that corner there, that's where the plaster was popping off that I'd want to fix. And like I told you guys, this house has newer windows on it, so I'm not going to replace the windows. It's really just about, I know the pink is very lovely. Hannah loves it. We would probably paint the trim on the windows, and then obviously all of the walls, repair what we have. It has that really high old school trim on it, which I absolutely love. Some of these lovely archways, you know, from the 1900s, which are really pretty too. Those are some of the character pieces of this house that I wouldn't want to get rid of. And so like I said, just pretty much leave this room as is, but then paint, new flooring, fix the plaster, brighten it up quite a bit. All right. And then coming in here, we've got our kitchen. So the great thing, this is a little house. It's about, like I said, 1,130 square feet or so, but it has a really nice big kitchen. Now, the thing about the kitchen though is the layout is completely wrong, right? And so a lot of the times what I'm thinking of what I wanted to do was take the sink from here and move it under this window here, because that's really kind of the proper place for the sink to be, and then actually take the stove from over there and then move it up against where the sink was, right? So it gives people some space. It is a gas stove, so there's some work that's going to have to be done, through moving gas lines and different things like that. But the basement is completely open, and so that wouldn't really be hard to go from the bottom up through the top, right? And then obviously all new cabinets, all new appliances, and a kitchen layout. And so there's a couple different options on here of what you can do with a kitchen. If you want to bring it on here, there's a kitchen full remodel of a kitchen, a high end and a median and a low end. Now I'm going to choose high end, not because this, we need to do quartz and marble and all that kind of stuff, but this includes a kitchen layout change. And so I'm going to hit that because then that'll allow me to move some of the appliances and, the sink and all that kind of stuff around. All that stuff's going to be taken into account. And then there's also a median appliances button. I'm going to hit that too, and that will let me do that. And so then, like I said, that'll fix everything in here and cover pretty much everything that we'd have to do in here. Flooring and tile work is included and in place, for the whole house. This door back here, I'd replace this door too. I already included that on our exterior. And then this goes out to a porch that's out there. And so that's pretty much what I do, with the kitchen. Other than that, like I said, I'd probably keep the refrigerator there, maybe close this window off, put the refrigerator there. I don't know. But like I said, more or less, if I end up doing that, like I said, that's something I can add into the budget. This is an initial walkthrough, right, of thinking, what am I going to do with this house? And so my initial thought is, like I said, is changing that sink and putting it over here under the window and then moving the stove back over on this side. All right. So we're going to head upstairs and you guys will be able to see, there's a lot of plaster work that needs to be done here. And so, hence the reason for me kind of doing the whole house, like replacing a lot of the plaster everywhere. But these stairs are in pretty good shape. Whether, we end up switching and putting carpet over everything up here, like I said, that's to be seen. But all I know is that I already covered it already in redoing all of the tile and floor work that's in this house. So I'm going to start us this way. So there's 2 bedrooms up here and then a third room, which I'm going to show you would kind of be the biggest change that's in this house that we'd have to do. And it also has an interesting roof line, so who knows, it may be fun. But in here, we've got one of the bedrooms here. And I apologize, it's not very bright in here. But a bedroom in here. It's not a bad sized bedroom at all. It's got a closet already set up for it. There's a different closet that's here. There's a lot in this house too that we're going to have to clear out. So this is something that I would take into account with our clear out crew, which for us, with a house like this and demoing the kitchen and doing all of that, it would probably be somewhere between $2,500 to $3,000 to clear out everything. And the only reason I know that is because they've done a lot of clean outs for us and I just kind of know how they run their numbers. They take stuff to recycling. They'll take things to the dump and then they'll sell some things. That's just kind of what we enjoy doing. And so that not everything gets trashed, that some things are saved, because sometimes a lot of places have a lot of nice furniture and different things like that. So, or clothes that somebody can use. So this room, painting, right? The ceiling's actually in pretty good shape. We don't really have to do a ton there. There's some taping here that, we may have to cover a little bit. But other than that, the ceiling in here is good. It's already fixed, for a light fixture. It's just about paint, flooring. The window's in good shape. We'd have to get a new closet door probably on that because there is no closet door, but it already has, hangers and different things like that in there. So that would pretty much just be painted and then we'd be done with that. So coming this way, this is more or less like the master bedroom. No door here. We'd have to get a new door here. A lot of the times for these older houses, I'm going to give Bauer Brothers a plug just because I love them, but they carry everything, doors, all that kind of stuff from some of the older houses. They salvage a lot of it. And then Hannah and I have gone there multiple times to get stuff for some of our projects when we have these older houses, that we can make it look like it's a period from the period, that it's not, like this new upscale 6-panel door that doesn't necessarily fit with, the house. And so we a lot of the times like to go there. We'll get our doors there. And then Brian, our GC, will construct it and, like I said, fit it into the opening. So in here, Yeah, same thing, right? There's really nice, it's a nice big room, but obviously a lot of plaster that's going to need to be fixed and repaired. Same thing on the ceiling. A lot of these walls here, this may actually just be a good room too, to also just kind of take out and just redo it with drywall instead of just trying to fix the plaster. Like I said, sometimes it's not really worth it to do that. But again, like I said, it's just going to sort of depend on what Brian would want to do there. But then coming this way, we're going to go into the bathroom slash other room. The thing that's interesting about this next room here is that I took a look outside and the roof line, it's a little bit further down. So you'll see there's not very much headroom here. And so the thing that I'm going to probably want to do is open this up and see what's up here and see if there's any way for us to vault this ceiling in some way, shape, or form, or at least make, you know, this higher, because this doesn't really obviously work. And there's a step down here. And so then the bathroom is in here and it's really teeny tiny, which, you know, isn't really going to make sense for a ton of people, by any means. But I will say there's a really cute clawfoot tub. It is pink, Hannah's favorite, which maybe perhaps we could reuse. Like I said, it all sort of depends, but this bathroom's really going to have to just be completely gutted. We're just going to have to sort of start over, taking these walls out. None of these are going to be supporting walls per se. Perhaps maybe this one, like I said, is this pole right here. But like I said, we can do a workaround or do a beam, or I would love to be able to like vault something or at least raise the ceiling. Again, I don't know what's up here, so it's going to be kind of a guess at that point. And like I said, I try to always factor that into my bid of what it could be, you know, to vault the ceiling, do those different things. And then also because the laundry room, I don't know if you guys saw it in the kitchen, but the laundry, there's like a one solid, like I think washer dryer, or maybe just even a washer that was sitting in the kitchen. I'd probably make this a bathroom laundry room slash laundry room. And sometimes, you know, people really also enjoy having a laundry room on the second floor where it's by the bedroom, so you don't have to do a lot of up and down, you know, from the basement up to the second floor. And so I reconfigure this somehow, like I said, to be the bathroom and the laundry room. And so I've obviously been talking to you guys a lot while I've been doing this and have not been very good about marking what I have to do on here. But right now I'm just going to show you a little bit. So we have a full bathroom, right? So we're going to put one in there, right? And then there's some framing, drywall, and repairs that we're going to have to do, right? That can also be manipulated some way, or shape, or form too. Attic insulation. The city that we're in, there is a requirement of upgrading attic insulation. And so I know I'm going to have to do that here, right? And then miscellaneous mechanicals comes up next, right? There's a whole different things. There's an 80% efficiency furnace, a high efficiency heat pump boiler, 2-ton AC, a ton of different things in here. I know I'm going to have to do plumbing fixtures and shutoffs because I'm redoing kitchens and bathrooms, right? The hot water heater, that was downstairs also. That's in really good shape. The fixtures, switches, and receptacles, I know I'm going to have to do all of those as well. If you have to upgrade your panel, which I know in this house we don't, it was already updated, you would hit this button. And then also if you did a rewire, there's a whole bunch of different options on here, which I think is so great. Demolition, dumpster rental. If you're in the southern states, this is meant to be a national app. And so if you need, you know, have asbestos or you have termites and abatement that you have to do, if there's big foundation issues, you can do that. Final cleaning, we're going to tap on that button. Professional photography, staging, any of those things. There's others in here as well, which these are kind of like little pieces of it here. But so like if you want to do a flat cost for your gutters, if you just want to, you know, demo your siding, you can do that. If you need to power wash it, we already know that we're going to have to do that, but I already said paint the exterior and the power wash is included in that, right? If there's a stone veneer, a brick veneer, a bay window, the cool thing about this is that Matt and Scott just did a huge upgrade to this application too. I honestly sent in some stuff too. I said, hey, it'd be really, one of the big things for me is that we put in a lot of egress windows. And I know for us, it costs around $3,500 or so to do an egress window, but it wasn't in here. So I had to do it as a line item, which is fine because I know that's what I needed to do. But the great thing about this, and I'll show you guys what it looks like, is that when you have your bid, it's going to give a description exactly of the things that are going into it to what you're going to do. So I'm going to just show you what that looks like right now. You can hit calculate offers. Let's see if it'll work here. Yep. So you can do a PDF for the seller, right? Repair estimate. And then I'm going to say generate PDF here so that we can just take a look at it. And then the cool thing is then it'll pop up exactly like this. And so you've got your roof, right? Tear off and replace. It'll say the 1 layer of asphalt shingles, add 10% for 2 layers, 20% for cedar shake. And then also if, you know, the 25% for a 2-story, 50% for decking, all that kind of stuff. That's the greatest thing here. So like I said, with the exterior painting and power washing, like I said, that's included in there already, the power washing and painting the exterior. The new 1-car garage is there, right? The exterior storm doors, all of the interior painting is on there. The flooring and tile work is there. The high-end kitchen that I put on there. Because like I said, that includes the layout change, so I don't have to worry about that. The appliances, redoing the bathroom, framing and drywall, attic insulation, the plumbing, miscellaneous items, all of that. Right now, like I'm at about 60. I know it'll probably take a little bit more to do this house, but obviously for purposes of, you know, showing you guys how this all works, I wanted to just do a quick walkthrough. Now, a lot of the times I'm able to do these in this time that I have, this 20-25 minutes. I always like to go through with a homeowner and talk to them about what it means, you know, to repair a home, because sometimes, you know, they have the idea in their head that, you know, it can cost maybe $10,000 to $15,000 to redo a house, when in reality, or a kitchen, sometimes that's going to be really hard. The other thing about this application, right, that I think is pretty awesome that people can do, and I wanted to touch upon this, is that we have something on here that allows us to change what the prices are going to be, right? This is one of the things I wanted to show you. So it's called the RV Multiplier. And now because this is done around the country, you can do this and change this number based upon where you live in the country. So for us in, you know, the Twin Cities area, I know that I have to do my multiplier at 1.05 in order for it to cover the costs of what we're doing here. Now, for places like New York, it may be 1.2, Philly, LA, San Francisco, some of those places are going to be a little bit higher, but then it'll give you what the actual number is in that place that you are. And the other part too that I like to show folks is that this is also my number, right? This is what a rehab cost is going to be for me. If somebody were to go out and do this on their own as a retail, right, typically you're going to have to add somewhere between 25 to 30% on top of that, because that's what retail is, right? Now I get these prices because I consistently use my contractor and keep him busy, and we do a lot of work together, right? But on the outside, if somebody's just coming and doing a repair, you know, or excuse me, a retail job, that's going to be, you know, 25 to 30% higher. So that's something I like to show folks too, is these are my, do it actually yourself and redo all of these things. This is actually going to be what your number is. So, because a lot of the times, you know, I'll say to people like, gosh, you know, I was able to do this kitchen for 10 grand. And then people are like, I don't understand how you do that. I got a repair bid on my house and it was 35,000. And I said, well, right. Or excuse me, a kitchen bid and it was 35,000. It's like, well, right. Because there's a difference in pricing between, you know, an actual rehabber and then what a retail person's going to do. So the other cool thing about this as well that I also love is that, again, like I said, it gives the person a visual, right, of what they're able to do. And I use this on every single house that I've ever done. It also gave me some confidence in what I'm talking about, because now, like I said, I've gone through hundreds of houses and I know a lot of this stuff now, but this gave me the confidence in the beginning to be able to have that confidence to know what I was actually talking about. And then, like I said, doing a lot of reading and experience and all of that, like I said, on top of it. But this, like I said, really gives you a really clean presentation. It talks about everything that's going to be done on that. And I know I'm totally pushing this, but I absolutely love this application. Just because, like I said, it's really helped us in our business too. I hope it helps you guys. I'm up at about my time, and there's a phone ringing in here and I'm not really sure why. But the cool thing is, like I said, you can go through a house pretty quickly and get these numbers. So thanks you guys for joining me. I know that was a quick walkthrough of this house, but I think it'll give you a really good idea of what you're able to do with Rehab Estimator Pro. If you have any questions, you can contact me about it. You can also contact Rehab Estimator Pro. They're on Facebook. Matt Hedstrom is also the creator of, one of the creators of Rehab Estimator Pro. You can contact him as well. And so thanks you guys for joining me. Next week, I actually have a switch in what we're going to be doing. So normally next week I'd be doing a walkthrough of our new house. But we are actually, I'm switching it and I'm doing my Interview the Experts. Next week, I'm going to be interviewing my real estate coaches, Jason Roberts and Rachel Schneider. I'm going to be talking to them about short sales. They're actually doing a really awesome training the following weekend, November 7th and 8th, on short sales. So we're going to be talking about that as well. Just with how the market's going, and at some point, I mean, a lot of these things are going to be ending at the end of December that are, you know, these safety nets that we have going on right now. So it's worth talking about. And so I'll be interviewing them next week on Wednesday at 9 a.m., same time as always. And then the following week, I'll be doing the walkthrough of one of our properties that we're working on. So if you ever want to see our before and afters, you can always check us out also on Instagram. It's Property House Partners. We're getting a lot of folks that have been following us. I think we've been doing some really, really cool stuff. Some of the stuff, like I said, has also been posted on my personal Facebook page. But any of that stuff, if you guys want to ask us any questions about anything that we're doing, if you're looking at this at a later time and it's not live, please shoot us a message, direct message me, private message me, send us an email. Katie, I'm sure, is putting all of our information here in the comments. And so we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining us.